Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where again, it was such a hard-fought win, such a difficult game in many ways for Barça, and it was a rollercoaster of emotions here. This was a big game, a game that we had to win, and we have, and there was a wonderful goal in there from Raphinha, but that second half, I mean, where do you even begin? There was penalty confusion. There was real anger at times in the game. There was disappointment for the likes of Ansu Fati, hurt indeed. And the red card for Ronald Araujo midway through the second half, which really was pure chaos. And that is why today we are going to be going through each and every one of these big moments in the game that really did set our nerves on edge at the very, very end. Could it have been a penalty for Valencia? We're going to be discussing everything right here today. There's a lot to get through, so get comfortable. Try and take a few deep breaths now. And let's do this. But before we do get into today's review, I really just want to bring you something very exciting courtesy of Socios.com, because we've already spoken about Barça fan tokens and the kind of experiences that fan token holders have been part of, whether it's been going to the stadium, watching matches live, meet and greet sessions with legends, or even Barça fan token holders played on the Camp Nou field. Unbelievable experiences. But that is not all that being a Barça fan token holder gives you access to, because by owning just one Barça fan token, that there costs less than the price of a fancy cup of coffee, you can actually take part in real life official club decisions. Because just take the corner flag at the Camp Nou, that very design was voted on and decided by Barça fan token holders. And here comes the next one, because Socios.com have just released their new Barça fan token poll, which gives us the power to decide on which captain's armband design the team will wear in El Clasico, the decisive game in La Liga on March the 19th. And here is how you guys can get involved. All you got to do is go and download the Socios app there. You can either scan the QR code on screen or visit the link in the description. And then to take part in the poll yourself, you just need one Barça fan token. You can then cast your vote to help decide which captain's armband you're going to see against Real Madrid. We've got the power to decide. And there's going to be lots more coming your way, so stay tuned. Because if we do, first of all, begin with the starting lineup there, because even though Xavi was suspended, it was quite interesting, wasn't it, seeing him throughout the game there, high up in the stands, watching down, almost powerless to what was happening there. It was Oscar Hernandez in charge on the touchline with the team, but Xavi did name his starting lineup. There was 3 changes from the team that beat Real Madrid on Thursday. Christensen was back in there to our defence, Alonso dropping to the bench. It was a surprise in midfield, I think. Kessie starting from the bench there, even though he was brilliant in midweek against Real Madrid. Roberto in his place, and Ansu Fati there started on the left-hand side, replacing Gavi, who was suspended. And of course, there was also no Pedri, no Lewandowski or Dembele, and those guys as well in the stands watching the team. But I thought it was a tough start to the game for Barca. I thought the way that Valencia approached it there, it was very much a stop-start kind of game. You know, they were breaking up play. We couldn't really get any rhythm, and it kind of had that feel about it as though you need a goal. Because if that game had gone on and on with Valencia like that, it would have been tough to get the goal. And that is why brilliant moment of magic really on the 15-minute mark from this man Sergio Busquets. Because the way here that he just opens up the field, opens up their entire defence with one pass, this is a ridiculous ball, because he sees the run there, the diagonal from Raphinha. It's a brilliantly timed run as well from him, but to actually get that weighted right, because that can easily have too much power on it there, end up just in the goalkeeper's hands with no problem. It can end up short and it'll be headed away by Valencia's defence, but to get that absolutely spot on, pinpoint there in between defence and goalkeeper, Raphinha does so well, and it's also a great header. We saw him do exactly this against Osasuna. Remember the goal there? That was a big one as well. Another match-winning goal this time for him. It's not an easy finish to get up there, to time that perfectly, to just lift it over the goalkeeper. Really well done from Raphinha, and a stunning assist, and a big one from Sergio Busquets. There was a moment though just after that where it could have been another goal for Raphinha, and I tell you what guys, I never ever get tired of seeing Alejandro Sandro Balde just bursting his way through teams, absolutely carving open the opposition there. A wonderful run it was. So he goes past 1, 2, 3, cuts inside. I thought that he might have had a shot on his own. We can see that part of his game evolve even further, I feel, but he chooses there to take on the pass to Raphinha. Good ball out to him, and he curls one just wide of the post there. But Barca having a few shots on goal, but it wasn't convincing though, because I think towards the end of that first half, Barca, their focus again, it was just sort of wavering. The intensity sort of dropped out of our game. We've spoken about all these things before, when we've taken a lead in the game and then just not really followed it up. And that's the way that it felt there. Valencia had their chances in front of goal. We were lucky again, they didn't take them, that they spurned their opportunities. And at half-time we did have a lead, a slender one, and it was about to get even more nervy in the second. Because at half-time, Xavi did indeed make another curious change in midfield, because it was Frenkie de Jong who came off the field. That was a big shock to me. That must simply be down to rotation there from Xavi, not performance-related, I don't think at all. After that tough game on Thursday, maybe they're resting Frenkie, feeling that he could. Kessie then coming on in his place in midfield, and then the chaos period began. Because first of all, we had a penalty for Barca, which on the face of it should be a good thing. That is the chance there to make it 2-0, to ultimately put this game beyond doubt, but straight away there was a lot of confusion. There was real discussion there on who should take the penalty. Now, Ferran Torres took the ball, Kessie, Araujo, there was lots of players there talking to him, and Ansu Fati clearly wanted it. He wanted to take on the penalty there, have that chance to score. Ferran, though, was really determined to keep hold of it, and I always think, guys, why is this not sorted beforehand? Why have we not had already there a discussion in the dressing room? Right, there's no Lewandowski, so who's next in line? This should all be put in place before the game, because we shouldn't have this now. Because already then when Ferran steps up, you've then got extra pressure on your shoulders. You then feel, I'm sure, as though you have to score because he's taken the ball. It's his responsibility now. He's taken it away from Ansu. He's got to score, and he doesn't. And that's the big problem there. He puts it wide of the post. It actually takes a hit off the post on the way through, but it's a bad penalty miss at a bad time in the game. And suddenly then, it was all chaos, because just after that, Ansu Fati deserved a goal. He really did. Wonderful ball through from Raphinha. Ansu Fati's in on goal. He takes the shot at the near post. It's a great hit. Really clever finish. Cannons off the post, the inside of the post, and you just think there, what's this boy got to do? When is the luck just going to drop for him to have that moment, to have that goal, to help his confidence? So unlucky. And then the chaos was complete. On the hour mark there, it's a simple high ball. It's an easy thing to deal with here. Koundé and Araujo are both in the right areas. All you're going to do, deal with the danger. But somehow it goes wrong. Koundé there nods the ball down to Araujo. He gets the trajectory of it wrong. Araujo then is not in the right position to actually deal with the ball. Valencia are through on goal. If Araujo doesn't bring them down there, it's a goal for Valencia, most likely. So he does. He takes the red card. He makes the decision in that moment that, you know what? The red card is the better option than conceding the goal. And at the end of the game, only 1-0. Probably he made the right one, because the only concern now would be we've got Athletic Club up next, usually in La Liga, a red card, a straight red, it's only a 1-game ban. So Real Madrid in just 2 games time, there was concern that he might miss that game, but only if it's a standard straight red, which it should be. He didn't say anything, it wasn't violent conduct, it should only be a 1-game ban. Araujo should be fine for the Clásico, but of course after that then, guys, Barça simply had to make a defensive substitution. Marcos Alonso coming on in our defence, and then I think to really complete the misery, that sort of 5-10 minute period for Ansu Fati, then he gets taken off. He could have easily had at least 1 goal in this game, probably 2, if he had taken the penalty, he could have had that chance there, could have had at least a goal or so, and yet he's taken off. Really unlucky period in the game. You can see him again on the bench, he's clearly down, he's clearly wondering, what have I got to do to make it all happen for me? And then of course for Barca, we just had 10 men. We were then in a stage of the game whereby, just like on Thursday, get through the game. Whatever way that you can. We got into our shape, we sat deeper again, we spoke about all these tactics before. Barca was soaking up the pressure, but there was a real heart-in-mouth moment, wasn't there? A real penalty scare when Kessie made this challenge on Fran Perez inside of the box, and it depends on which angle, Ray, you look at this, because there's some angles where it looks like Kessie just takes out Fran Perez, but there's also other angles, and I think this is the one here the referee sees. The ball gets taken. Kessie does seem to take the ball first and then go through the man in making that challenge. The referee had a really good view of it. He was the one that made the decision straight away that it was a corner, not a penalty. He was very firm on that. And in the end, we just about got the job done. And what that does mean in the grand scheme of things, and this is the way that we have to look at these kinds of games right now, guys. Yes, it was scrappy. Yes, it was narrow. Yes, it was, again, unconvincing. But with all of these injuries piling up, we've got another big win. That sends us right now 10 points clear at the top, ahead of Real Madrid. Of course, they've got their game to come later on tonight against Real Betis. But it's been a tough week for us. 2 tricky games. We've done well to get through them and win both of them. Of course, we're looking for more. Of course, the performances simply have to improve. We've got to be scoring more goals. But when we get those players back, that will then be the expectation. What I would like to know in the comments down below is what you are feeling right now. Looking at the way the game played out today, that second half there. What did you make of the penalty drama? What did you make then of Ansu Fati missing the chance so narrowly and coming straight off? And that Araujo red card. Was he right to take down Valencia on the attack? Take the red, but save the goal. Let me know that down below, guys. I will see you, of course, very soon with more. There's lots more reaction to come. Lots more important times to come for Barça. And like I say, big thank you indeed for your support and for the support of Socios.com. Please do enjoy the rest of your weekend after 3 more important points. But until next time, guys, as always, Visca El Barça.